Wapow, wapow, wapow! Welcome back, boys. Today we're going over how to never run out of content ideas as a jiu-jitsu creator. This is something that has near and dear to my heart because I've been posting basically the same type of videos on my Instagram for 9 months and I've never gotten burnout. And I'll show you my 3 reasons why and throw in a bonus tip at the end. So let's dive into it. Why should you listen to me? I'm the most famous white belt on the internet, baby. I got 45,000 followers in 9 months. I started out making videos in my bedroom in my pajamas, pulling 11 likes, and I'm pulling 5 million views, 300,000 likes with 45K. And I'm a white belt. So this came from a member within our Discord community. We help each other grow our jiu-jitsu pages. And this is from Lauren Phelps, BJJ. He said, have you guys ever get burnt out posting content? Because I got to take a break from content. I'm feeling burnt out. Trying to balance that, school, training, and trying to make my video game, I feel like I'm about to explode. I'm honestly taking a break because I don't want to half-ass my content. When the semester's over and I feel like the workload is less heavy, the content will be better than ever after the off season. So that's what he texted me, and I told him, hey, bro, I got you. I'm gonna make a video about this. So tip 1, make commentary videos. Why use yourself as the visual when somebody else did that for you? You got to think about it. Like a video is the visual aspect and the music or the audio aspect. And if all that you have to take care of is the audio aspect, like how easy is that? Like, oh, I don't have to set up a tripod. I don't even have to film myself. I don't have to get the lighting right or any of that. I literally just have to screen record something off of YouTube, put it into CapCut, and then hit the voiceover feature and talk into my phone. And that's a video. And people honestly like the visuals of UFC. They like the visuals of ADCC. They like the visuals of Craig Jones Invitational better than they like the visuals of you at your shitty gym. It draws the eye more, and all you have to do is voice record. So that makes it super easy to create content. Going to your gym and whatever, you're going to film a technique video, asking somebody to stand there and be like, hey, can you hold the phone and film me, do a foot sweep on my friend? Like, it is awkward. It sucks. Like, nobody wants to be a part of that at your gym. It creates this weird culture. And it is embarrassing to like go up to people and be like, hey, I have 200 followers on my Instagram. Like, can you film a video for me? Like, it's kind of embarrassing, dude. So this negates all of that. You don't have to film yourself, and there's no fear of embarrassment because you're talking into your phone within the comfort of your own room. Easy tip. Number 2, film all your videos in one day. If you're a busy professional or no matter what you do, it is always better to focus on a task and do it for a long period of time at once rather than to have it strung out throughout the day or throughout the weeks. One thing that made a huge difference in my ability to be consistent was filming everything on Sunday. And I picked Sunday because it just feels so good to go into your work week and know that you have a backlog of videos already ready so that you're never missing a post, because the most important thing, and I'll get into this in the next slide, is consistency. Consistency matters over quality. And so if we can find a day and we can pick a time to film all of our videos, and hopefully they have the same backdrop or they have the same type of, intro, right? You got to think, like, when you are doing a filming session, you're probably going to have to set up a tripod. You're going to have to set up your microphone. You're going to have to set up the lighting, and those 3 things alone. And then you're going to have to try to look pretty on camera. And if you have to worry about that every day because you want to film on Sunday, create a video Sunday and just one. And then on Monday, you want to do the same thing and post a video on Monday. You're having to take down and set up your filming studio a bunch of times, which is just time consuming. It's not as efficient. You're more worried about it throughout the week. But if you do it all in one day, you go throughout the week chilling. You're on autopilot mode because you already did the hard work, and now you just post every day. And then you can take your mind off of content creation and focus on more important things like lead generation, all that good stuff. Number 3, this is the best tip. Make easier content. I'm going to show you 2 different examples here. I'm not sure if the audio is going to go through, but you can, even without hearing the audio, you can see it visually. So this is Lauren Phelps' Instagram channel. Yep. Okay. Here's his Instagram channel. We're just going to pick a random video from his. You guys see how much editing is involved in this? And because of that, he posted that 6 days ago and he's only posted 3 times since. Versus, here's a video from me. Here's a video from me. Ready? 33,000, or here, 45,000 views, 900 likes, and look how hard this was for me to create.
What makes for a good foot sweep? Michael Pixley hit this on Nicky Rod at CGI 2, where he uses the off.
It's literally just a reaction to a UFC clip. That was so, it literally took 5 minutes for me to make that. It took absolutely zero effort. Versus this guy, he's putting in all that effort, drawing, highlighting, doing red and blue, and having the cool music. Like, that took so much more time and effort. And because of that, he wasn't consistent, which is the number one tenet to being a good content creator. You have consistency and then quality. But what can beat both of those is consistent quality. But you'll get there with time, right? Being a consistent quality content creator comes with time. It just comes with doing 1,000 reps and picking your best 10 and then doing 1,000 more reps of those 10, right? Like, as you go, you iterate on your best types of videos and you become more quality over time. But the number one most important thing is consistency. The algorithm supports people that post every day. Trust me on that. So how do you make easier content? Make shorter videos, right? If you make shorter videos, there's less editing, there's less involved filming, there's less voiceovers. It just makes it so much easier. And there's this method called the 7-second method, which is like a proven format for meme content in short form to go viral. Because the strategy is this. Here's the 7-second method if you haven't heard of it. You make the video 7 seconds long, and you have the text hook on the screen be one full sentence. That's over 7 words. And like, psychologically, it takes almost 3 seconds for them to read. When they scroll on that video, it takes 3 seconds for them to read the text hook. And then the song that you pick for the meme, it has the beat drop at the 5th second. And that's where the punchline is, right? So the first 3 seconds, they're just reading what's on the screen, and then they're waiting, and then they're the music is building up to the beat drop, so they'll wait to the 5th second. The beat drops at the 5th second, the punchline's delivered, and then the video's over. So the retention graph is insane. It's like, they stayed literally in the entire time, and you'll probably get like 70% retained viewership all the way to the end of the video. And imagine if that same video was a minute long, right? Like, you're gonna have so many people that just click off because it's boring, it's too long. People's content or attention spans are so short, right? Shorter videos take less editing. And what's the easiest form that we just went over? Talking head. Because you don't have to film yourself. All I did was film myself sitting in a chair and I talked about it. I didn't do jiu-jitsu. I haven't even done jiu-jitsu in like the last month. I broke my freaking pinky. So that's just one tip. Last one, bonus for y'all. Experiment more, man. Try focusing on one move or position, right? Like, so many people, especially with technique breakdown people, they jump all over the place. But what if you did this? What if you did 1 week of content of doing bottom half guard, or you did the next week of content doing like foot sweeps, or the next week of content you do finishes from a single leg, right? Like, this is a great way for you to not only improve your own jiu-jitsu because you're studying a specific position for a little bit longer and you're diving into that one thing for a little bit longer, but it creates like sections in your content creation journey that don't feel just like this mumble jumboed, God, I have to get another video out today. It's more like, hey, I'm on a mission to come up with 7 different finishes off a single leg. Like, I'm challenging myself. How am I going to do that? Right? Like, it feels more exhilarating, more challenging, more fulfilling to do it that way. And so there's 4 different types of content that you can experiment with. I got 5 bullet points with 4 types of content. So, memes, right? Technique explanation, which is my forte. I think it's the best for growing on jiu-jitsu, and I'll explain why. Highlights of yourself and entertainment, right? The 2 best by far are technique explanation and entertainment. right? Jiu-jitsu is inherently a information-based sport. There's a bajillion techniques. You'll never know all of them. And so people watch it on short form to learn those. So if you had to pick one to scale your jiu-jitsu Instagram, it'd definitely be that. But then the second would be entertainment, just because the other two don't convert to followers. Memes don't convert to followers because at the end of the day, like, you're probably just going to end up being associated as a meme page, and people are not going to understand your story, or they're not going to derive value from you, which is what drives followers. Go look at my last video for that tip. And then highlights of yourself. Nobody cares unless you're sick at jiu-jitsu, right? There's already super famous people that they care about and will actually watch them for how good they are, but you're not one of them. So stick to techniques, explanations, stick to entertainment, and stick to making easy content. Don't get burnt out because you're making content too hard for yourself. It should be easy, okay? Focus on consistency. And if you have, don't post shit, right? If you post shit, you'll get shit. But there's a certain level. And I was explaining this to Lauren in the chat today. There's like a certain level. If I had to draw a graph, I'll draw it this way. So like XY axis, right? There's a certain level where, like, after 30% of effort, that's when you get like 80% of the results, right? Me sitting in front of a green screen doing a reaction video to some CGI foot sweep, that was the 30% input to get 80% of the output. And now I could have sat there and done all this fancy editing and done all these fancy, music and cuts and edits, right? But like, that would make 20% of the results, right? Like 80% of it comes from just doing the basics. So that's my message for you boys. If you want to join the content Discord where we help each other grow our pages, click the link down in the description. Peace.